All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets for today on both PrizePicks and Underdog this Wednesday. Let's go ahead and get into it. But first, just a quick recap from yesterday. So yesterday was another good day. The tacos went 2 for 3. The bet of the day went 4 for 6 total. But I do want to mention, this was such a weird miss in general. He had 33 real life points, only 1 turnover, and had a steal. Sounds like he should have crushed his over, right? Like, that is crazy. No, he only had 1 rebound. He averages 4 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, that was just crazy. And you guys know I typically don't like to highlight the bet of the day recap directly because, you know, we've had this awesome run. I don't need people to come in that may be new to the channel that are just having that expectation that every single day they're going to come in and it's going to be an awesome profitable day. I don't want that expectation. I want people to have the expectation that they're going to come in, have profitable long-term profit. They're going to get bets that are going to be good in the long term. And honestly, I just assume for the most part, people that are coming in watching these videos are going to be people that have placed the bets of the day and know already that we had a good day again. But yeah, 2024 has been pretty awesome. Only 6 days thus far where the bet of the day has been under 50% on the day. As you guys saw, over 100 plus units won already. So a very good day. Again, I don't want that to be the expectation. I want the expectation to be that you guys are going to get the best bets every single day, and that in the long term, it's going to be good. But looking at the EV board that we have currently, we are getting a lot of good golf props right now, actually. And I want to call out the 9 to 5 Golf YouTube channel. Once again, I really appreciate the support that we got. I had a goal to get to 500 subscribers before the Players Championship. Well, we're at 563. If you guys want to check this out, by all means, go for it. I did just post some outright bets and shorts and whatnot, but I did post kind of my thoughts on the Arnold Palmer Invitational and the Puerto Rico Open, but I did a more deep dive there for the props that we were getting as well. So if you guys want more of a deep dive for that, go ahead and check out that video. And that'll sum up my thoughts for these. So it does seem like it does seem like PrizePicks is a little bit more thinking that this tournament's going to play a little bit easier than what Underdog is saying for some of the lines that we are getting out there. And just real quickly, I'll show you guys the PGA props as well. Like, we are still getting this prop line difference for Keegan Bradley. That's a little bit shocking to me. I would have thought that they would have put it closer together there. Again, this seems like a better bet though on Underdog, where you'd want to bet the overstroke. Still a decent edge there, but that's going to be a better bet on Underdog. And then flipping it around, we are still getting some massive prop line differences. You know, I'm shocked by this. And maybe now that I'm kind of promoting this on my main channel, maybe PrizePicks Underdog, they'll adjust these, but we are getting some pretty good edges there. And so it is one of those situations where I don't mind betting on how the course is going to play, where on Underdog we're betting some unders there, and then on PrizePicks we're betting the over. But we got to do it like educated wise. So like Max Homa over greens and regulation of 11.5, Willie Z for over his greens and regulation at 11.5, Wyndham Clark we could do as well, and then Cameron Young we could also do. The thing that I like about Cameron Young is he has a 53% edge there. So like those are all bets I like on PrizePicks. And then we could also do the exact opposite of that on Underdog. But again, if you guys want the deep dive coverage of that, check out the video. It's going to be towards the end on the 9 to 5 Golf channel. Let's go ahead and get into the NBA props that we are getting today. I know most people like to come in here for that type of coverage. And so looking at right now, we are getting some good bets. We're getting some good EV bets as well. So we're looking at rebounds and assists for DeJounte Murray. We could see betting the over is still a pretty good bet, not as good. And I say pretty good because, well, we're going to see that PrizePicks has bumped this up from 12.5 to 13. Now, Trae Young is still expected out tonight. So looking at this, it makes sense why Murray is going to be someone that the data still likes. He has a 56% likelihood to get over 12.5 rebounds and assists. So chances are, though, this is going to be a push. You guys know by now I don't like targeting these even line props. So that's going to be the exact same thing for De'Aaron Fox, because I view this more as at an even line, it's being more valued as a push. Now, I do want to call it here that with De'Aaron Fox, points on Underdog, that's going to be a very good bet for you. Okay, so I know this is typically more of a PrizePicks crowd and whatnot, but when we have an edge on Underdog or something like that, I like to call that out. So we do have that edge there for De'Aaron Fox and Underdog. From there, and my goodness, I actually just hit a refresh here because I noticed we weren't getting any fancy score props, and my goodness, we are getting some good EV bets now. All right, so interesting here. Jalen Suggs over points and rebounds, 12.5. Jalen Suggs over points and assists, 11.5. That's certainly catching my attention there. Reeves for over 3.5 rebounds, huge edge there. A little bit shocked at these guys, honestly. This is pretty crazy. Jalen Suggs, you could just do over fantasy score. Those would go hand in hand. So we are definitely getting bigger EV bets. Again, I don't like to call these out for like bet of the day purposes, but by all means, if you guys are watching this video, maybe just pause this, check and see if these prop bets are still there when you guys are doing this video or watching this video on PrizePicks or Underdog. And if they're still there, by all means, these are good prop bets. Again, I don't like to use those on the bet of the day because chances are they're going to get bumped. But if they're not, that's a big edge. That's kind of the whole point of the coverage, right? Let's go ahead and get to some college basketball props. Because we are getting some edges there. And darn it. All right. So guys, frustrating here. So I just tweeted this out as well. But just a reminder, do not play these. But PrizePicks just came out with Demons and Goblins for NHL. So now I'm going to have to spend basically the afternoon adjusting the data to filter out the Demons and Goblins that are now being put into the data here. Okay, that is frustrating. I get why they do it because, well, they're making profit off of that. This is probably their best margin is the Demons and Goblins that are out there, just as an FYI. So with that, let's just look at fantasy score props. So right now we are getting some edges for fantasy score props. The biggest one or the best one is going to be this one for under his fantasy score. Again, we can see the outlier for the data point is going to be the PrizePicks. That's a very good, and probably the projection data as well, but the PrizePicks line there is definitely the outlier data point there. From there, I don't mind a couple of these ones as well. Mostly this one though, where we're going to see a prop line difference of almost 2 here. And so the line for Sheed, and he burned us on Saturday, got a foul trouble. We got a late foul in the first half. That was just sloppy. But this seems like a good over bet as well. Again, only a 53.3% likelihood, but still I think that's a good edge. And let's just sort by prop line difference as well here. Seeing if we're getting any massive prop line differences right now. Nothing too crazy as it sits right now. We're going to see this one's probably a good over bet on Underdog here. Let's flip it around. And then, yeah, Sheed is a good one there. If you wanted to do Eric Dixon as well, you could as well. Just as an FYI for now, guys, while I'm working on this, if you guys are looking for either college props or college basketball props or NHL props, the best way to go about doing that would be to go to sport, and let's do NHL, and that'll filter in the NHL props only that are popping up in there without the Demons and Goblins. Again, that's what I'm going to be doing right after this video. Fun stuff, right? Let's give you guys some Underdog coverage as well. And so more of the same stuff for NBA purposes on Underdog. So we are getting some pretty nice edges there right now. So by all means, let's bet those. We got Denny for under rebounds, 8.5. That one kind of stands out in comparison to PrizePicks. PrizePicks has already bumped that down. College basketball wise, we're getting some edges there as well. Yeah, it seems like a good day to take advantage of some of those prop line differences. I do want to just take a peek at the college basketball props that we are getting there because typically speaking, Underdog does provide us the biggest edge there in terms of fantasy points. So yeah, it's crazy how Underdog is typically like basically all the fantasy score props are under fantasy score for whatever reason. I don't really get it. Like there's something I think I can say off about their calculation, just given the fact that, we've had a pretty awesome stretch betting the under fantasy score for these college basketball lines. 2 weeks ago, it was like 6 out of 7 days where we won 4 for 5 on the insured Underdog slip. So I kind of feel comfortable saying that again. I don't want people to come in here, maybe they're watching this video for this first time or this channel for the first time, to come in and have that expectation of, oh, these are going to cash all the time. Like, no, that's not how it works. Last year we cashed, the prop bets cashed like 61% of the time, which is an awesome rate. I don't even want that to be the expectation. I want it to be 54% because if you're doing that, you're having an edge on PrizePicks and Underdog in the long term. But that being said, these are pretty big edges, especially this one in comparison to PrizePicks. That's why I like comparing it to PrizePicks, because we can see the outlier line here is Underdog. This is a very big edge that we are getting there because it probably should be closer to 30, 33. I mean, really, the average sportsbook line has it at 32.8, and they are favoring the under there as well. So that's a pretty good bet that we are getting there for Richmond under fantasy score. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day for you guys on both sites. So looking at the Underdog bet slip, I went with these ones over some of the other ones just because the projection data was also agreeing with some of the lines. Like the top one right now, the projection data actually liked the over a little bit. So I just decided not to go with those, but these ones are going to be the best. Again, this one does seem to be the one where we are getting the biggest edge. So if you guys don't like any of the other ones, and you just wanted to use this one, I get it. That's fine. You could. Now, this I do like as well for golf. This will be tomorrow, just as an FYI, but I do want to call it the payout will be reduced a decent amount because we are betting more on how the course is going to play. Now, I did see some reports that are saying the rough is playing a little bit thicker than it has in the past. And so if golfers are missing the fairway and landing in the rough, that's going to mean it's going to be more difficult to hit the greens. So that might end up meaning that this is actually a better bet than the one I'm going to show you guys here on PrizePicks. But first, just a reminder, if you guys do want to use those and you never signed up for Underdog, use the promo code 905. That's going to kick back some money my way. Now let's go and get into the PrizePicks bet slip. So again, this is more rooted in betting on how the course is going to play. Again, the payout's going to be a little bit reduced because you are betting on how the course is going to play. Now, I do think the better bet is probably going to, I don't know, it's tough to say. The data likes this one. These ones a little bit better. Again, though, if the rough plays a little bit more thick than expected, it's going to mean that the greens are going to be more difficult to hit. Think of it this way. If football players were to play on grass that was longer, well, the play would just be more sloppy, right? Like, it's just not going to be as sharp. That's essentially what's happening here if the rough is longer. And oh boy, I just noticed this discount that they are giving for us for this, guys. So I'm actually going to show you guys the PrizePicks bet slip that we can go ahead and pair with this Josh Giddey. I guess they're going with a Dune type of thing there. No under jokes, guys. No under 16.5 jokes in the I guess it'd be 18, but no none of those jokes in the comment section now, all right? But yeah, we're going to be betting the over here. God, why did they do that? Why did PrizePicks do that? Come on. That's okay. But anyways, obviously this is basically a taco, or it is a taco. So we're going to be betting the over here. So I'm going to show you guys 5 bets that you can go ahead and pair with this prop bet to hopefully ensure another profitable day. All right, so looking at the PrizePicks bet of the day, I am going to be rolling with the 3 college basketball prop bets that are popping up. So we got Newton and Oso for under their fantasy score. We are seeing that in compared to the average sportsbook line and compared to Underdog, those two are going to be 2 decent edges that we are getting in comparison to that. So the less than fantasy score on PrizePicks does make sense. Sheet is going to be the exact opposite with the over bet that's popping up there. I do think the tournament's going to play a little bit more difficult for PGA Tours. So Aubert, less than 4.5 birdies is one that I like. The Underdog line here is at 4 as well. It's going to be his first time playing this course as well. And I want to call this one out, guys. I just found this one out on the discrepancy tab, and I actually just want to show you guys it real quick. This is pretty crazy. 12 for passes. That is a big prop line difference. So by all means, let's put it this way. Bet of the day, college. I'm going to use that college basketball Richmond prop, the under fantasy score there, and I'm going to bet the over pass. Okay, I think that's a good edge to roll with there because this is a huge prop line difference there. That should not be happening. I know it's a high number regardless, but that is way too high. That is crazy, guys. So again, this will be the bet of the day. Again, I found that on the discrepancies tab on the 9 to 5 website, a part of the tool that's available for you guys for just $10 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Let's have a good slate. Hit that notification bell as well. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Let's have another good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.